This channel is all about neurodiversity in all of its different forms, and maybe you will find a thing or two that will be of interest to you. Today, we are going to talk about being neurodiverse and forgetful. And I think that is a really big issue for a great many of us, mostly on the ADD or ADHD side of things. Actually, I can give you a very recent example of this right now. Just a short while before I started recording these videos, I went downstairs to the kitchen to get myself a cup of coffee. When I got to the kitchen, I saw the dishwasher had finished, so I thought I'd quickly empty it, and I got about halfway through. Then I remember my glass of water was still in the bedroom, so I went to get it, but on the way I passed the washing machine, which had also finished. After that, I started to hang out the washing, and then I noticed that the bed still needed to be made up. And then, after that, I had managed to get the dishwasher about 3/4 loaded, and then I headed back. And guess what I didn't have? A cup of coffee. By this time, half an hour had gone by. My schedule is a little bit tight today, but the coffee was not there, so I decided to go back down there again. Then I tried to finish up the multiple tasks I'd started the first time I went down, because actually I just ended up making a complete mess of things. And then I finally ended up coming back with a cup of coffee. But that is such a classic. You have a plan and you go somewhere, and along the way there are 1,000 different things screaming out for your attention. Yeah, it really is. It always reminds me of Mother Holly when the apple tree cries out, "Shake me," and whatever, and the bread cries out from the oven, "Take me out." And neurotypical people can say, now it's time for this, and then it's time for that. Whereas the ADHD aspect in neurodivergent people does this. They see something and feel they have to take action straight away. But they don't finish it instead. Then the next thing already pops into their heads. And that can drive you crazy sometimes. I also have that Asperger's side to me, which wants everything to be incredibly precise and really tidy. And that side of me really suffers, of course. So it's very exhausting. And also this forgetfulness, because it's not actually forgetfulness. It's a complete overload of impressions. Impressions that you are simply unable to filter. What exactly happens to us? We are unable to filter. We have absolutely no filter to the outside world. We absolutely do not have any kind of filter whatsoever when it comes to energies, to moods, or even to conversations happening right in the background. That is also quite a classic. Some people really do enjoy having a radio just playing in the background. It absolutely drives me completely crazy. I would constantly have to pay attention. Or in a restaurant, if someone is talking at the next table, I constantly have to listen to whatever they are saying. Not because I'm like your classic nosy aunt, but simply because I hear it. And then I actually want to understand what it's about. Or when someone's on the phone on public transport, it drives me crazy that I can't hear what the other person is saying, because then I can't really get the full picture. And those are the kinds of things someone else would just pull out their book and read. But that is simply not possible, because there is too much. There is too much going on outside. And with so much going on inside, when you then add all that noise from the outside, it can be an absolute nightmare sometimes. For me, this means that I really have to pace myself. How much of these external influences I can and actually want to expose myself to. And also how I structure my workflow, my daily routine. And that was quite a bit of a learning process as well, allow myself to do certain things in a different way from other people. That I start 3 or 4 different household tasks at the exact same time, but do not necessarily finish them all at the same time, or finish them one after the other. And That is the kind of thing that, as long as you're not aware of it, also creates this inner despair, because you think to yourself, oh God, I am just so chaotic, or oh God, I'm just being oversensitive, way too hypersensitive. Yes, in actual fact, neurodiverse individuals are often far more sensitive and especially much more perceptive when it comes to moods and external influences. But as we go on, we will definitely get to why exactly this is our superpower and what we can actually do with it a bit later on. There are actually things that we can do with it. It is not as if it is simply just something disruptive. It only ever becomes disruptive when we look at it within a neurotypical context. But if we say, okay, I'm shifting my focus right now, and I'm no longer looking at what it is that I'm not doing very well, but instead I'm pooling all of my resources together and looking at what I can actually do with them, then all of a sudden it really becomes an energy that we can absolutely utilize in our own lives, that we can actually do something useful with. So, if you're interested in this, I'll be diving deeper into these topics in the future, and I would love it if you joined me and maybe took away a spark of inspiration or two for yourself. I wish you all the best.